Right, can you hear me? Please say yes if you can. Well, that's good news, you can hear me. Hello, I'm Ash, I'm on my own today, so please be nice. So here we go for round 7 of the Group 2 Championship. We haven't quite started qualifying just yet, in fact we're just about to now. There's a field of 12 runners for today's race. Smalley, who's racing in the group today, says apparently Tay's joining Hamazaki. We will see about that when the next season starts. Hello to Proctor and Thomas as well. As now we get qualifying underway. Needing to charge into turn 1, I believe it's Tay, followed by AJ, probably the two favourites of the race I'd say today, so anyone who thinks it's going to be different, then please say so in the stream. As it's getting a little bit clustered at the back here already, so they want to spread out a little bit. Ready for qualifying. Game volume. Yes, give me 2 seconds. Right, I'm thinking that should be better now. I think. As now we've got Ed. Astros Murphy's out on his first lap. It's a very, very good track, this Spain. It's a very, very interesting little track. But we're going to go on board with Ed for a lap. Round Spain, we're going around turn 3 at the minute. I'd imagine this is going to be flat in a Group 2 car, but in a Group 3 it's not going to be anything but, as now he heads into turn 4. Tricky little right-hander to get right. Want to get on the throttle as soon as possible, heading round into the hairpin to turn 5. Tricky little hairpin. Get the car straight as possible and then flat round this kink into this little tight little chicane. Important to get right. If you run too wide on the curb here, you'll get a penalty. Heading round into turn 9. Tricky again. It's a bit of a blind corner as well. As now you head down straight into the little hairpin. First gear, fiddly. As now you want to just try and cheat a little bit this curve as possible into the right-hander. Technical, tight and twisty. Into the final little chicane. Again, you just want to brake a little bit earlier there. As you want to then go into the final chicane, just attack the second part, but the first part you need to give a little bit of respect to. As you go around the final corner, nice and flat, onto the start-finish line, and that is a 38.7 there for Astro so far, so that's a very good time early on. And that's a lap round Spain, as Meanwhile, Tay's already into the 35s, 35.7. Wow, that's a mega time early on. AJ second in 36.3. He was doing a few practice laps as early as Friday. Sean in third place, 36.6. That's a not bad time. But it'd be interesting to see if he can keep pace with Tay and AJ today. Super Bounty in fourth. That's a second gap between third and fourth. That's quite a lot there already. Havoc in fifth, with separating his teammate. Robot in sixth, and then he's got Astro just behind him in seventh. And just behind Astro, it seems to be his teammate Martin. Martin, very, very good driver, very, very capable driver. Very, very steady pair of hands to have in a race car. The real Tracy, Ricardo Tracy there, in ninth place. Very, very good time from him. Early on, Grim in 10th, he's barely had any practice time due to work commitments, but it's good to see him in the car and actually giving it a red hot go. As Havoc sets at 37.7 I think, and 37.4 there for the real Tracy as well. As Grim comes into the pit small, he's made a bit of a mistake on his first lap somewhere. He's on a 51.2. Of course, still the championship leader in the Beginners Cup Smalley, so he'll be looking for another decent result. Fifi, last place at the minute. As Tay's been into the pits for some fresh tyres. Age has carried on a fresh lap, so we'll watch to see what his progress is. In fact, he might be trying to burn fuel by the looks of things. He might be just having a slowdown lap. Everything seems to have settled down. Oh, someone needs to leave apparently. The Super Bounty is now moved up to fourth, and the real Tracy now up to fifth as well. So that's a good effort from them too. Yes, there's a bit of love there from Proctor for OFR Smalley. Smalley, of course, he started to do the Formula 1 as well on a Saturday night, and he's improving week upon week. He just needs to focus on just improving week upon week for himself. Got people on slowdown laps. I think Sean, is he going to be starting his lap this time round? We're about to find out. Yep, he's about to start his lap now, so he's busy following the two. I'm going to follow him on board, see if we can see what his things are like. See who goes down the inside of Astro into turn one. No, no, didn't have the line. Did not have the line. And if Ed's on a fast lap, then as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't need to give preference. He definitely is, Proctor. He definitely is. In fact, I believe you had a very good turn of luck yesterday as well in the F2 in the F1 race with the virtual safety car. Just going to follow Tay on his lap now as he's coming round turn number 3, and he is a 10th up. Let's see if he can improve his time any more as he now heads round into the hairpin. Car is looking, well, he's had a little bit of his fishtail out of the corner, but he's doing okay. He's heading through now into the title chicane. Just needs to be careful he doesn't get a penalty, which is easy done there. Smalley stays well out of his way. It's good driving there from Smalley, good heads up driving. As now Tay heads down the back straight. He's 10th up. Now into the hairpin. It's easy to throw away a lap here, as I suspect Havoc won't be setting another lap time with him being in the pit lane. Martin goes quicker, and so does Astro, but Martin is still quick. He's up to 7th. That's a good effort there from Martin. now Tay into the final corner. Has he improved? He has by a tenth. 35.6. That's a superb lap time. As now I'm just going to watch AJ on his lap. Coming around the final corner. This will be the last flying lap for sure of the session for him. Full commit brake as late as possible into the first turn. And then prepare yourself ready for the second turn. You probably took a little bit too much curb there. You want to avoid the curb a little bit going into 3. Well, that can unsettle the car there. Oh, he's a 10th up. AJ's a 10th up, so let's see what he can do here around the rest of the lap. As Tay stays out of his way, that's good. Again, good heads up driving there from Tay. As now AJ heads to that tricky little chicane coming up. Sliding the car, I just wonder if it's cost him a tenth or two there. As now he heads down the back straight. He's a 10th up on his own time, but he's not on Tay's time. So Tay's gaining him rock by the time. Ed's up and improves up into 8th as well. Good time there from Ed. Now AJ's heading through into the final chicane. Let's see what he can do. Sean's improved his time, but it's not enough to get him into second place. So whatever happens here, AJ will be on the front row. Into the final corner. He improves by a tenth, but a tenth only. So we've got Tay and Paul, AJ second, Sean third. Super Bounties have made a great effort to be in 4th. Tracy in 5th. Havoc in 6th, that's a good time there from Havoc. Martin in 7th, that's also a very good time there from Martin indeed. And Smalley's managed to sneak up and wait, that's a good time again from the Beginners Cup Championship leader. Astro in 9th as well. It's Astro on his birthday as well, so many happy returns, Astro. Robot in 10th. Grim 11th, and last is Fifi. So that is your starting order for the race. Hello to Dave Turner as well. In the stream he's popped in. I presume you're supporting Tracy's team. So now we're just going to wait for the start. And whilst we're waiting, we're going to have a game of Guess the Beverage. I know I've nicked this off you, Mick, so apologies. Let's see if you can guess what this is. Although anyone who knows me knows that they'll probably get that. So here we go then. For the start of the race. No, it's definitely not Rich Energy. Definitely not. I don't like that stuff. That's rubbish. Although best of luck for the race, Sean, may I add. So I can't change the camera for the start. So let's just keep an eye on Tay. Just keep an eye on the front. As the lights go on and they go out and away we go. Tay seemed to bog down a little bit at the start. AJ's pulling up alongside him going into turn 1. Side by side, and AJ's into the lead. AJ's in the lead, but can he fight back? Yes, he can. It's a very, very good fight back from Tay. So Tay's first, AJ second, Sean third. Super Bounty's up in the fourth. Havoc's gone in the fifth. Martin's made a very good start from seventh up in the sixth. Smalley up in the seventh. With Robot side by side with Fifi. Fifi's made his way from the back of the grid. That's a good effort from him. Into ninth. Down the inside comes Astro on the inside of Tracy. That's a good move from the Rodden Parks driver. See if he can hold on to this into the little left right here. He can indeed. That's a very good move there from Astro. Into 10th place. Tracy 11th and Grim is 12th so far. So everybody appears to have got through the first turns cleanly. And that's very, very good news. As meanwhile, Tay at the front's just pulled a second or so clear now of AJ, who's got Sean just going all over the back of him. With Super Bounty 4th, Havoc in 5th. So let's just see what happens here. As Sean is going all over the back of AJ, so let's just focus on that now for a second. So heading into the final corner. Let's see if Sean can sneak past. He is trying his very, very best. He's going side by side. He needs to get on the brakes a little bit later here than AJ. Cannot do it. AJ holds on. So good defences there from AJ. He remains second. And Sean third. Bounty is holding off Havoc in fifth as well. So it's good battling from these boys. I'm just going to exit the camera just for a second so I can repair the onboard camera so we can have a watch of onboards as and when we feel so. There's a bit of a battle going on here for ninth between Tracy. Tracy's fought his way back through. What's going on there? So we've got Tracy, Smalley, Astro and Grim all in a line. We've got Fifi and Robot as well, just a little bit ahead of them. Let's see now as we come to the left-right corners here. It seems to be Fifi's all over the back of Robot here. Robot had a very good result yesterday in the Formula 1 D2 race. I believe he finished on the podium again. Meanwhile, Fifi's just defending his line a little bit and he's managed to hold on. Good effort. Oh, that's Smalley, I think, has made a bit of a mistake because now Astro's up in the 10th as Tracy now goes down the inside. Fifi, a little bit of contact and he holds on. He holds on, so now Tracy, that's him up into 8th. Fifi down to 9th. Astro still 10th. Smalley's just lost a little bit of ground, 11th. And then Grim at the back. As AJ's just Racer Tay has now just moved the gap up 2.4 seconds. Fastest lap so far on 36.3. Nearly a whole second faster. Sean's made a mistake because now Sean is down into 5th place because now Havoc has moved his way into 3rd place. It's a good effort there from Havoc, and Super Bounty is up in 4th, so something's happened there for Havoc to move up 2 places. Sean now in 5th, and now there's a battle starting to build up for 6th place between Martin and Robot. In fact, I'm going to watch on the board from Robot's car, see if he can actually make any moves here as he heads up into turn 9. He's sliding the car. That's superb sliding there. He's not as good as Grim, mind you, but he's very, very good indeed. He's had up in the hairpin. Oh, he went to the side of Martin, although he's waiting to give the place back, so that's good awareness there from Robot to hang on, but that was a little bit too late. Braking, tried to make the move stick, and we were perfectly placed on board there to see that happen. So, question for everybody out there: who do you think is going to be the top 3 today? I'd say first and second would be fairly secure, but what about final podium places? So, meanwhile, we're going to go back to the real Tracy. who is battling. Oh, I don't know what he's doing there, but that isn't a good move there from Tracy. That was a bit late to be weaving like that on the straight. Needs to tone that down a little bit, because that could have quite easily taken him and Fifi out of the battle and out of their places where they are now. So that's, in my opinion, that's very, very naughty from Tracy. As Fifi now in 9th has now got Astro sniffing all over him as he makes a slide. Can Astro find a way past here and into the little left-right chicane? Just run a little wide there, coming out of the corner. No. I get why you say that, and I agreed up to a point, but even then that was pushing it a little bit too far. I get why you're saying it, but not quite that far. As Fifi now is going round the right-hander. Can he hold off Astro? There's been an incident. Where's that? Yes, there has been an incident. Oh! And now all of a sudden it's getting very, very crazy down the back here. This Bounty's the one that's lost out places. Now we're finding it's almost 3 abreast. Coming into turn 1. Fifi's the winner, he's gained. Fifi's up into 7th. Tracy now up into 8th. And he's now going side by side with Fifi, and Fifi's ran wide. Fifi's ran wide. We've barely had a chance to look at the front because all the battling here has been down at the back. Meanwhile, they're just starting to, and that's just allowing Robot and Mark just to break away a little bit. In 6th and 5th places, Martin is having probably his best race of the season to date, and that's good to see. Like I said earlier on, Martin is a very, very solid racer, and he deserves a good little race today, so I hope he does. This Robot is just, he's close, but he's not close enough. Meanwhile, top 3 is closed up a little bit. Tay is only 1.8 seconds ahead of AJ here, and AJ is looking after his tyres so much better than Tay, and that seems to be a bit of a pattern developing as the few races I've been watching recently. Havoc in 3rd, again he's having another solid race, Havoc, and that's good to see as well, with Sean up in 4th as well, having a good solid race. He had a bit of a mistake at the start, but he's come back in solid with Martin again. He's just holding off Robot in 6th place, but then you've got Tracy in 7th, who is just starting to go a little bit, getting to Robot a little bit. Robot has proven in races so far this season he has been a master defender. As now we're going to the tight hairpin round the back end of the circuit. In fact, I'm going to watch on board from Tracy from the bumper cam, see if he can do anything with Robot. Now he heads into the right hand of turn 9, I think that is. It just seems to be dropping back a little bit as Martin's going ultra defensive here against Robot. He's going to be best served here to just hang on and just see if he can pick up any scraps here between Robot and Martin, if he is going to try and get past. A little bit of a nudge, but nothing too severe. Oh, he's trying to make the move. His Robot's defending and he hangs on. Good defence there from Robot. And it just keeps Tracy out just a little while longer. Meanwhile, Bounty in 8th. Astro 9th and Smalley in 10th. These two, Astro and Smalley, are very, very good mates. So expect to see some clean battling here between these two, but there'll not be any quarter given at all. And just see if Astro can gain any time on Super Bounty as well in front. So these two, again, they'll probably be best served working together to try and get past Super Bounty and then battle later on down the line. Grim in 11th, just fallen off a little bit from Smalley, but knowing Grim like I do, he's a very, very solid racer. I expect to see him come back into the frame a little bit later on. Fifi, in 12th, he's been just a little bit unfortunate, but he'll come back into things. Meanwhile, moving back up front, Tay has been closed in by AJ. The gap is only 8/10. As you can see, he's really eating his tyres away, whereas AJ's looked after his a little bit better. Oh, he just clipped the first curve a little bit too severely. AJ's in. Sorry, Racer Tay's in. As AJ goes to the lead, so I wonder why he's preempting the undercut there, Tay, although his tyres were looking a bit shot. As now AJ has Havoc behind him, and Sean's also in as well. So see what Sean can do, see if he can jump Havoc in the pit stops as they come out clear of Martin, and he's got Real Tracy alongside him. Going into turn 3, Martin holds off Real Tracy for now, but Tracy's looking very, very racy, trying to go down the outside, but Martin knows better and will hold him off into turn 4. But he's done the up and under. How can Martin hold him off? No, he's braked a bit too late, and Real Tracy's got down the inside. So that was good racing there. That would seem to be very, very clean, and that was a good move there from the Real Tracy to go up into 5th place. Martin in 6th, Astro in 7th, and Grim in 8th. So these guys haven't stopped yet. By the looks of things, a lot of people are going for the 2-stop race. See what these two do. AJ and Havoc, they're both in. So it'll be interesting to see, especially where Sean comes out as well in relation to both Havoc and AJ as they're coming around the final corner now. Sean's come down the pit straight. Where are they? Havoc's. Oh. Now then, there's been a jump in the pit stops. AJ's jumped into the lead. Although I did notice on Racer Tay's first stop that he took on a lot of fuel. Whereas AJ's just taken on I don't think he may have taken any fuel on, he might have just taken on enough for what he needs. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So now Tay's in the lead and Havoc's moved himself into 2nd place. And see there, Tay's got a bit more fuel. I wonder if AJ's going to make this strategy work. As now Sean is in 4th, he's lost out a little bit. He's now fallen off the back of this little train. He's still in 4th. Astro's in 5th. Looks like he's going for a 1-stop. He's going to try something a bit different. As behind him he's got Martin, who has jumped Real Tracy in the stops again. So now that's Martin up at the 6th again, and he's doing a very, very good job. I know I'm being very complimentary about Martin, and he's doing a very good job. He hasn't had the luck that he perhaps deserves at times this season. So yeah, very, very good job from Martin. He's got Tracy right behind him, keeping him company. There's Bounty in 8th. Oh, Astro's in. Astros went a lap longer. Thought the one stop he might have been trying, but obviously not. He's just trying to make his tyres go a little longer. Grimm's in as well. Grimm's in as well. Let's see where Astro comes out. He comes out 7th. He's actually made the overcut work for him. So that's a very, very good move indeed from Astros. Now we go side by side with Super Bounty. Let's see what Super Bounty can do as they're going down into turn 3. Can Astro hold on? Yes, just about. Just about. So now it's into the hairpin. Bounty's going to have the inside line. It's still side by side. Still side by side, so, and he's finally got him. But that's an excellent effort from Astro. He's gained places from where he was in the pit lane, so brilliant effort. Fifi, he looks like he's gained throughout the pit stops. I've got another wish of a happy birthday for Astro, and that's from Proctor. So yes, indeed, happy birthday indeed to Astro. It was a birthday move. I don't think it was a birthday move because that'll be a present he don't think he wanted. Just to run down to the rest of the positions, he's got Fifi in 9th, he's got Robot in 10th, he's a little bit untidy, exiting the final chicane. Smalley sitting 11th, and Grimm last, but hopefully there's plenty of time for that to change. So meanwhile, I'm just going to have a look down the front of the field. AJ's now stretched his lead. He's now 5 seconds clear of Havoc, who in turn the second and a half of that race at Tay. I'm wondering if Tay's move of fueling the car might have been an early wrong move, but there's still plenty of time left in the race, so let's see what happens as he now closes in on Havoc for second place. Let's just keep an eye on this for now, see if the gap comes down. Looks like it's just come down a little bit heading into the final complex of corners. He's just jumped. He don't really want to attack that first chicane too hard. Otherwise, as Smalley proved in the Beginners Cup the other night, you can really, really mess up and have a couple of spins there. In fact, we'll now christen that Smalley chicane after his little spins there the other night. He has his hairpin in Nürburgring. Today he has his little chicane there. And that just cost Tay time, that little incident, because now he's just dropping back a second or so from Havoc. Sean's just starting to have a little bit of a lonely race in 4th. As now we go on to this race-long battle there's been with Martin and Tracy for 5th and 6th, and they've even got Bounty in on the action as well. As now Tracy's going down the inside. Oh, Martin's holding on the outside. There's been a few people who's made that outside line work and then hold on to the hairpin, but Tracy's through. Tracy's through, and here comes Super Bounty down the inside as well. And Bounty hasn't quite made the move stick. He's still holding on. Bit of contact, but not a great deal there to really worry about. So now Martin's going to have the inside line. And it's still side by side. Now Astro's coming into the equation as well. Oh, he just cuts in ahead of Astro. Oh no! Oh, he just needs to be careful applying the power at that corner. I made a similar mistake like that in pre-season for last season on this track. It's very, very easy to do when you don't have traction control. So now that's Bounty up to 6th and Tracy up to 5th as now Martin these two won't battle too hard. They will work together. Knowing them like I do. Fifi in ninth. Just a little bit lonely at the minute. He's 3 seconds back to Astro and a couple and a half seconds back to Robot. And you've still got Smalley and you've got Brimseen out back. Just to check up front. AJ's now stretched his lead out nearly 6 seconds over Havoc, who has stretched his time out in front of Tay as well. So is Tay burning his tyres out again? He is compared to Havoc, and Havoc's just stretching away from Havoc's having a very, very good race, and I'm very, very impressed with what he's doing so far today. Just need to be careful coming into that final chicane, as he comes through Smalley chicane, now onto the pit straight, through the final corner. Tay's just now dropping back. I'm just wondering how much time he'll eventually gain when he pits and doesn't have to refuel as much as the other boys. And Sean in fourth, he's stretching out his lead a little bit. Well, that was his chicane the other night, Proctor, hence why it's a Smalley chicane. Smalley will hate me for calling him that. He really will. As Tracy in fifth place, he's stretching his lead out to Bounty. It's now 2.5 or so seconds back to Bounty, and Martin is still in front of Astro. This is probably the closest battle we've got on track at the minute. So, and Martin's got a bit more fuel on than Astro just now, so let's just watch from the bumper cam of Astro and just see how close this battle really is as they go through turn 4 and into turn 5, the hairpin. Very, very good habit of looking after tyres. He doesn't use them. He's got a very feather-like touch on the wheel and pedals. He just looks after everything as he heads through turn 9 now onto the back straight. Just want to be careful you don't use too much of that curve on the exit, because you can be given a penalty for track limits. As Tay's in and Martin lets him through. For Astro come through, so that's now Astro went away. As Tay now comes in, doesn't look like he's taking any fuel on. So that should be them to the end of the race. So let's see if they can gain on AJ and also gain on Havoc as well. That did look orchestrated, but there's no harm in it. Sometimes you've got to work together as a team to get the best results. So there's no harm in that whatsoever. There's Robot now in 9th and Smalley's now to 10th. So now Smalley's into the points. You can always tell it's Smalley's car because there always has to be a trail of pink on the rear wing. Heads through turn 3. Graham's really doing his best on 11th as well. He's like I said, he's been hampered by lack of track time, so this is a very good effort from Graham to be where he is in 11th place. And then Fifi last, he's picked up a penalty somewhere. I'm presuming it'll be for track limits somewhere. Oh, nice slide into that hairpin. So eyes will be very much on AJ and Havoc. See when they come in. The gap between first and third, the two that have pitted, is 15 seconds. Will that be enough to get AJ out in front of this motor race? As Bounty's in. Bounty's the first of the midfield pack to come into the pit lane, so fresh tyres, and it'll be a little bit of fuel, not too much. That will get him to the end of the race. He comes out ahead of Robot and Smalley. Meanwhile, Tay's 14.5 seconds now away from AJ. So let's see, as AJ has the blinky light of doom. I'm going to be watching AJ as he comes through this corner. He'll be in the pit lane this time, no doubt. Yep, he's in. He's in. So let's see what happens here for AJ. Takes fresh tyres on. As Tay's coming round the final corner now and down the pit straight. Will it be enough? There's AJ. AJ's coming out now. And AJ's done enough. AJ has done enough and has held on to the lead, so this, can he now hold on to the end? Very, very good pit stop strategy there from AJ, and it's got him out into the lead ahead of Tay, and the big loser in all this has been Havoc, as Sean has now gone to third. Havoc's now down to fourth, sadly. As now Martin's going a little bit longer on this stint. As the real Tracy comes out of the pit lane. As Bounty now is crawling over Martin with better tyres. He now looks to the inside. Martin's really defending. Bounty goes to the switchback. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. Martin was heading back towards the racing line. Yeah, that was a little bit unlucky there. As now that puts Bounty straight back into the clutches of Astrosmith. For 7th place, so let's see what happens here, because Martin still also has to pit, don't forget. Grim in 9th, he still has to pit, so he has Robot behind him. Robot doesn't need to push too hard. Yep, Grim didn't fight that too hard. Knew he had to pit it. Oh, I know he's the king of sliding, but I think that was the wrong time for him to do the slides. But he is going to come out behind Smalley. Smalley's been in the pit lane as well. There what Grim does. Martin's also in. Martin's now in for 6-off dash to the finish. Let's see where he comes out. Comes out ahead of Robot and 8, so now that leaves Astro chasing down Super Bounty in for 6th place. There's a real Tracy in 5th as well. And he's now just gapped Bounty by about 8 seconds, but there's half a minute now covering from 1st to 4th, from 4th to 5th. There's now Havoc is just trying to cling onto the coattails of the top 3. As AJ is slowly starting to pull away here from Racer Tay, but Tay, he knows for the championship, just needs to get good solid points, and he's got good solid points there in 2nd place, so that will do him nicely for today. As AJ is now out in front. I believe this will be AJ's first win of the season as well, if memory serves me right. I'm sure there'll be someone out here who might correct me on that one. But AJ has driven a very, very good race today. He's a driver who probably should win more than he does, in my opinion. He's a very, very good driver, and it's nice to see him out in front. Just starting to gap Tay now in second. I don't think Tay's got any response yet to AJ. Although I've been proven wrong before, and I'll certainly be proven wrong again. Sean in third, he's done a good job there to hang on to the top three. And then you've got Havoc in fourth as well, doing a good solid job there. And then Tracy in fifth. Bounty's just starting to gap Astro here. In seventh place. And you've got Robot in eighth. Martin as well in ninth. In fact, Robot's past Martin somewhere. So now Robot's up in the eighth, and now it's going to be a... Now it could be a potential duel here between Martin and Smalley. So let's see, will Robot back Martin into Smalley? Smalley, whoa, lunges down the inside. He just broke a little bit too late, and Martin gets him on the cutback. Meanwhile now Martin has just broken clear of Smalley, so Smalley must have just made a small mistake somewhere, but it has now put Smalley into Grimm's clutches for the final point. It's Grimm just hanging that tail out into turn one, as he's been known to do in the past. Fifi, he's been unlucky. He's been unlucky in last places, Fifi. As now AJ's got this race in the palm of his hand, so let's just see if he can hang on here to the end. As Tate's just fallen back a little now. And like I said, he'll be happy to claim second and get some points. There's been a bit of an incident somewhere here, because now that's Havoc up to third, so Sean's made a mistake somewhere. So Havoc back up into the podium places, and that'll be a well-deserved podium for Havoc. He's driven well today, and he hasn't made, from what I've seen, any mistakes. So that'll be very, very good podium for Havoc. Sean's had the pace, and you can tell by his lap times he's had a 48.2, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. But again, this will be good solid points for Sean. Obviously, he's a first-time winner in OFR this season, so kudos to Sean. He's doing a good job. And Tracy in fifth as well. I think he may have penalties outstanding, so he may lose spots here if memory serves me. Correct, it might be wrong, of course. He's gapped Super Bounty, who in turn has gapped Astro by about 2.5 seconds, but he's gapped Martin crucially. So there's no threat going through the field. There has been a change, however. It looks like Robot's made a mistake somewhere, because now we've got Smalley and Grimm fighting for 9th place. So just a little bit of late race mistakes starting to creep in for some of these drivers. Just need to be careful. And these two, they'll get points if they can just hang on for the next couple or so laps. It'd be interesting to see as well if Robot can just latch on to these two. He's got just over 2.5 seconds to make up. So I wonder if he can. And Fifi, oh, he's round Fifi. Oh, Oh, that's unfortunate. He wants to just hang back and make sure that he doesn't hold up the front runners, and he doesn't do so. That's good heads up driving there from Fifi. As meanwhile now AJ is just starting. It's now 6 seconds of gap. He can look after his car now to the end of the race. He doesn't need to take any chances. Make it through the final lap in a bit and he'll have his first GTS win of the season. He got to win the Super Formula, of course, at Red Bull Ring. But he's doing also a very, very good job here as well. So he heads on to the final lap. Tay will still clattering over those curbs. Tay's hang on a second. He's got a good enough gap back to Havoc. He doesn't need to worry too much about Havoc catching him unless there's a mistake made, which I highly doubt at this stage. Havoc in third. He's, again, like I said, he's had a good day, and it's good to see him in the podium places. Sean in fourth as well. He's made a couple of mistakes today. It's not been possibly his best day in the world, but again, they're good solid points to fourth. And Tracy as well, who's had a good solid race today as well. He's up into fifth place with Bounty, who's now got Astro climbing all over him. This could be the final lap battle to watch. As they come to the start finish line now. Let's see, is Astro's just a little bit too far back heading to turn one to give this a go. See, Martin just gapped those two in 8th place, with Smalley in 9th, we're in 10th, and Robot in 11th. We feel way back as AJ comes through the Smalley chicane into the final corner and will take his first win of the year in Group 2. It's a very good drive from AJ, very well deserved. As Racer Tay comes through for second and banks more solid points, with Havoc in third as well. Good job there from Havoc to claim the final podium spot. Sean finishes fourth. Good job from Sean to get some more points for his team. As now we've got Tracy coming around the final few corners. He's heading into Smalley chicane the final time. Left then right. And now through the final corner, and will take 5th place in what's been a solid drive today from Tracy. Meanwhile, Bounty looks like he will just hang on to 6th place from Astro. What's been a very, very good drive. Astro finishes 7th, good points for him, and good points for Martin as well. Got a little bit unlucky in the middle. He was running a little bit higher earlier on, but 8th place, it's good whole points for him after what happened last week, so good effort from Martin. As now Smalley finishes just in front of Grim, and there's Robot, the last finisher through Fifi's finish lap down. And there we have it. AJ has his first win of the season. So I'm going to end stream here because I have a race in not too long a time, so thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.